Assalamu alaikum, dear, how are you? We, the human beings, we are emotional beings. We have, apart from the logic and the reasoning, we are quite an emotional creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Having lots of emotions, several and plenty of these. Some are pleasant enough, positive enough, while another some of these are not positive, not so pleasant. Today we have taken an emotion to be debated upon, to be talked about, and this is the emotion of fear. Fear is also a very common emotion, and fear is quite a debilitating one. It is, something which weakens us a lot, makes us a fragile person. So for all that reason, there must be a way to manage it, to overcome it. Although the total eradication of the fear, or maybe the total eradication of any other emotion, it is not possible. But we are talking about the fear today, and we have to learn how to manage the fear, because once we are able to do that, our life will become much better. We are better able to enjoy our life. We spend most of the time either in a happy state or in a normal state. So my dear friends, so let's begin. Let's try to understand first what is the fear, and then of course we will talk about how to overcome it. Recognize fear as a natural response to certain types of situations and the certain types of thoughts dominating our mind. So that is the first thing which we need to know. And then of course we have to identify the source of fear as well, identification of the source of fear as well. Then once we have tried to understand it, let's move it to the next item, to the next step of it, and it is called managing fear. 5 tips, very important 5 tips about how to manage the fear. So the first tip is deep breathing to calm your mind and body. There are certain ways to manage the emotion. One very common and the simplest ever, it is the exercise of deep breathing. So inhale as long as we can, retain this air in the lungs for some of us, say 3 to 4 seconds, and then take it out gradually. The more time you spend on releasing it, the better it is. This simple exercise is called deep breathing exercise, highly effective. So number 2, it is reframe negative thoughts, rethink fear in a positive light. It is our thoughts actually which create fear, and whatever is creating the fear, it is not a positive thought at all, it is a negative thought. And I'm not saying that we don't have to be practical enough. Being practical is on the one hand one thing, and being negative, that's quite another ball game. So we have to reframe our thoughts so that it become positive enough, but at the same time practical as well. We have to reframe our thoughts from negative to positive plus practical, positive plus pragmatic. So reframe negative thoughts, that is the second way to manage it. The third is focus on the moment. Focusing on the moment. not to live in the past at all. Every one of us have a past. There are certain things which are quite unpleasant, which are regrettable. We have lots of repentance and regrets about our past, and there are certain pleasant and happy moments as well. But we don't have to live in the past at all, and we have to learn whatever we can out of our past experiences. Then let it go, let it go, let it go. All of us have a future, so instead of keep worrying about the future, it is good to plan, it is good to prepare, but let it go. Now what to do? We have to live in the present. We have to focus and concentrate upon the present, upon our today, rather upon the present moment. Focus on the present moment and don't worry about the future. So that is the third way to manage the fear. The fourth is build confidence through small achievements. Building of confidence through small achievements, smaller achievements rather. We build our confidence, and we have to rethink, we have to keep thinking about our successes. So this will build our confidence. The confidence will make the fear run away. The fifth and the last managing tip and fear managing tip is develop problem solving skills. So we have to learn. It is a skill, it is a separate discipline which is quite learnable, which is quite teachable. We need to learn it. So these are the 5 important tips about how to manage the fear. Now the next step is how can we overcome. Firstly, we try to manage it. Now the next step says that why to be content on managing it only, why not to overcome it. So let's try to overcome it. There are 5 ways to overcome the fear. Number 1, face your fears gradually. Facing of the fears gradually. So we can only face it gradually. Mean, if at all, exposing ourselves to the fear, say 5% of it. So this will make us understand how to take stand, how to be steadfast, and how not to run away from it. Gradually, we can keep increasing our exposure to the fear. Suppose that you are afraid of going somewhere. Be there only for a very short span of time, then return back to your comfort zone, to your place of security, and gradually keep increasing, like spending 5 minutes only there, and then after a week increasing the time from 5 to 10 minutes. So this technique is called face your fears gradually, exposure therapy. It is an exposure therapy. The second is seek support from trusted individuals. So seeking supports from those people, the people we trust. The second is practice mindfulness and self-compassion. Mindfulness means that focusing upon our present moment and paying attention to our thoughts, to our feelings, but without judgment. That is, practice mindfulness and self-compassion. What is self-compassion? So once we fail, once we stumble, once we suffer a setback, once we suffer any sort of loss, instead of criticizing ourselves harshly, not to do it, it is quite a negative behavior. Rather, try to console yourself. Try to treat yourself kind-heartedly, lovingly. So that is called self-compassion. Now the fourth tip to overcome the fear, it is develop a growth mindset. What is this growth mindset? The growth mindset says that view challenges as opportunities. The growth mindset means that the difficulties, the challenges, the problems which I am facing today, these are actually meant for making me a more capable person, more confident person. So it is not bad at all for me. Simply I have to learn to take a stand. I have to be steadfast. and I have to be patient enough. So that is the fifth and the last tip to overcome the fear. It is celebrate small successes and celebrate small victories. Any small success, any small progress which you have achieved till now, it will increase the level of your confidence. And we need to recall, we need to remember, we need to remember again and again whatever progress we have made, whatever small successes we have achieved, because it enhances a lot our self confidence. So we talked about we talked about how to manage it, 5 tips to manage it. Then next stage we talked about five you know five 5 tips to overcome the fear. And now we are lastly we are going to talk about the 5 daily habits of it. Habit number one, daily habit routine, which we have to make a routine. It is the morning meditation. 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening is an ideal way to practice the meditation. So the second daily habit, it is the positive affirmations. There are negative affirmations as well as there are positive affirmations. Whatever discourages us, demotivates us, creates the fear, whatever types of words, whatever types of sentences, whatever types of thoughts create, discourages us, demotivates us, create the fear, create the self-hatred, so create, any bad feeling. So that is called negative affirmation. We have to get rid of each and every negative affirmation, like it is a snake, like it is a scorpion, like it is my worst enemy. So then there are certain positive affirmations, whatever words and sentences and thoughts, makes us happy, makes us confident, makes us feel more powerful. So that is called positive affirmations. We have to, my dear friends and fellows, we have to find it out. Such words, such meaning, such beautiful quotes, we have to find it out, and then we have to collect it and retain it, like these are the gems, like these are the precious stones. And then we need to keep remembering it. Remembering it mean, reciting it mean, repeating it mean that we are actually practicing it. So it will create and will give us a lot of confidence and power. So we need to practice the positive affirmation. The third daily habit is physical exercise. Any type of physical exercise, walking, jogging, running, yoga, aerobics, weightlifting, gym, or athletics, sports, whatever suits you. The most common of all these, it is walking. So walking 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, or at least once in a day time 30 minutes, it is very beneficial. The fourth daily habit, it is the journaling. What is this journaling? We have to write our feelings and our emotions, not to give it to anybody, not to present it to anybody, not to even retain it, rather to write it, jot it down, and then tear it down, burn it down. But it has a lot of psychological benefit, which is called catharsis. So my dear friends, we have to do the journaling. The fifth and the last, it is connecting with the nature for some of the time. It means keeping away from the modern day gadgets. Most important of all, it is the screen. Screen in the form of a smartphone, in the smart of a computer or a television, whatever screen, that is the worst, and we need to take a time out from that. Be somewhere in the park. If you can't go to the jungle, the desert, the mountains, the sea, at least we can be in the park for some of the time. So remember that fear is temporary. You are capable of overcoming all that. So that is very, very important discussion. I think each one of us do have to face the fear every now and then. So for that purpose, we should better be able to understand it, how to manage it, how to overcome it, what are the daily practices which will make me strong enough confident enough, and which will make my fear run away. Thank you.